Time is given to us as a gift from the Lord in which we must use wisely and to the best of our abilities. It is important to seek the Lord where the seasons of our lives are concerned and endeavor to fulfill the task that is given to us. Time must be respected and cherished. Good morning, how are you? It is a pleasure to see you here on such a short notice.
I am okay, and how are you?
Quite okay, for I know that there is some change coming, seeing that you're here.
Where are the others?
I don't know what is happening, everyone seems to be running late.
That sure is not acceptable. At this time we have so many things to cover today as planned.
I know what you are saying, but I don't see why this delay, especially now at this junction.
Okay, we will just wait a while and see what happens, but may I caution you that there is a lot at stake. That just can't go overlooked by the workers' misconduct at this time.
I know what you are saying, it has a lot of truth to it, but we just got to wait and see who shows up, and who and what are their excuses, and maybe we can judge from there on out the outcome.
Certainly I am in no hurry to move, but we must stress the importance of time and the inconvenience it posed to you and others involved that are not adhering to the relevance of time.
Quite so, it's indeed imperative to be early, and to be mindful of the discomfort that it brings when you are truly not organized, and have no respect for time. You oftentimes miss out on what is relevant. When you are late for a meeting or any gathering, you miss out on important information that can enhance your ability to contribute to a successful discussion, and you gain first-hand knowledge that will be of great value and interest. Need I say more?
That is perfectly said, sir, but I don't think everyone has that knowledge of what you have said. I hope it will be taken lightly and not as an insult or offense to those we will have to talk to on the matter.
That is true, and I must stress the importance of being early for our appointments, or whatever the situation is. Time is the master of all things. And oftentimes we miss out on a valuable experience and opportunities because we are late. It is relevant in this day and age to adopt and fit in where we should in the appropriate time and not to our own convenience. Being late can cause disappointment.
I sure hope we are not going to be here to an unreasonable hour, for the work must go on, that we will be able to accomplish our agenda for this week and set into place the plans for the rest of the month.
So what is it that we will be discussing, apart from what you have laid out on paper? Maybe we could just go ahead and look at the documents in the meantime, just to make sure we didn't overlook anything. By the time we are through, persons will get here.
Good morning, how are you doing? May I start by saying sorry for being late. I ran into some problems with my car this morning, out of all the other mornings, but sometimes these things do happen, and it makes you wonder if there is an unseen force working behind the scenes to bring about frustration.
Certainly things do happen, from time to time, and throw us out of our normal routines, and that's why it's wise to plan ahead, and at least leave out even an hour earlier than you normally would. In case of an unseen event produces itself, at least you will have some time on your hands to work with, but leaving out closer to the time you are expected to be at any given location will pose the possibility of you being late, and anything for that matter can happen, so it is imperative to plan ahead also.
Well, that's so true, but I have never thought of it in that fashion, because I have a reliable vehicle that takes me from place to place in a hurry, and besides, I am always present even if I'm a little late in some of my ventures.
That sort of thoughts is not healthy, because it increases the risk for a greater error and even the room for catastrophe, or even worse, accidents. To be on time, you will have to organize yourself properly, and be disciplined in your planning for the task that is set ahead of you. You can't leave out late and expect to be early. It just don't work that way.
Well, I can't help overhearing your conversation, and it makes me think to myself about that sort of mindset that you have displayed, and that is why oftentimes we hear about needless accidents on the roads. That is caused by persons, like yourself, that is not disciplined to organize themselves, and because of their ill behavioral patterns they put others at risk and in unavoidable situations. I am so happy that John could have spoken to you about this, and I hope you will do better the next time around.
I know that I'm late, but I didn't bargain to have such a conversation, and to be quite honest with you, I have never put a serious thought to my behavior, and listening to what you both have to say has brought about some change in my perspective. But by the way, where are the others?
I guess the others will be with us momentarily, so we will just have to sit and wait, just as John and I have been doing before you got here. But there is a lesson to be learned here. Because of your lateness we have been inconvenienced, and now that you are here you are experiencing the inconvenience of others. That obviously has no respect for time, and others for that matter.
I have never thought that something that seems so little could have posed such a challenge and be a burden to others. It seems that I am so guilty of taking time for granted.
So true, my friend, at least you have come to the realization of the truth about time, and that we all have come short when it comes to time, and our mismanagement of it, for we don't know what's ahead of us, and we must endeavor to set our priorities right, in order not to fall short on time, and be respectful of others, for their efforts and the time they have spent, to accommodate us. The Bible tells us that we must endeavor to make use of our time, and the seasons that are given to us, and in all things we must act wisely. I know you will say that you are not in church, but we must endeavor to adhere to the principles that are set before us as a guide that our lives will be better.
I know just what you mean. I hope that the others will hasten their steps, that all will go well and in accordance to plan.
Good morning, thanks for showing up. We have all been waiting for you. You are late and I hope all is well.
Sorry for my inconvenience, but I was having trouble with the kids this morning, and it totally threw me out. And I must apologize for my lateness. I assure you that it won't happen again.
Apology accepted, but I must say that we are expected to carry out our task, and it takes responsibility to do so, and not only respect for the position that is given to us. If we don't look at it as such, we will not prioritize and set schedules and realistic goals that will assist us in our day-to-day activities. Time as we know it will just slip away, without accomplishing the task ahead. May I say, times is also precious and must be cherished. If not, you will miss out on golden opportunities that could enhance your life.
I hear what you are saying, but I can reassure you that I know the importance of time, but sometimes things go beyond your control, and this is one such morning, that all you could imagine that could ever go wrong, did, but I put out the extra effort to get here nevertheless.
It is such a pleasure that everyone is here. We have been waiting for you to arrive. And now that you are here, can we move on to something lighter? And I must stress the fact that it is expected of you all to be on time for the next meeting. I am going to do something for you that I don't normally do, but in this situation it is important that I do this, based on observation. I am your CEO, and I now charge you all to go home and read the book of Ecclesiastic chapter 3, which speaks of the importance of time. I urge you to read it, meditate on it, apply it to your lives, and when you come back to our next meeting, come prepared to discuss openly what you have learned.